helping me out, okay? Helping me make sure you understand what you are doing. Okay. Our goal for the first little bit of class here is that we are going to go over topic 7.2. We're going to do the explore and explain one, and then your job during the, I don't know if did I fix up Google Classroom? Did I put an agenda today? I don't even know if I did that. Did I? I thought I did it as I did yesterday's. I didn't put today's agenda. That was good, Mrs. Ballard. But all the stuff you need is there, I think. No, it's not. All right. Well, you guys are, apparently I got super distracted. Well, you guys are taking a 10-minute break at the end of class. I will put the agenda up, okay? Or almost as we're talking, we can do. So I'm sorry that I did that. I didn't get that up there. So you were going to be doing dividing on video, okay? Annie, you can just go ahead and get going. You're welcome. Okay. Let's get going, everybody. So we're going to look at the Explore. I'm not going to do the Explore the way they told us to because it's way too many words for what they're asking us to do here. No, Mariana. Let's go back to elementary school. You guys all remember elementary school, the good old days when there was a playground and it was exciting to go to school, right? It's probably exciting to go to school now, though, since we haven't been there in so long, right? I know I will feel good when I get to go back on campus. So we are supposed to talk about multiplying, okay? So when I take something like this and I am supposed to multiply fractions, what do we have to do to multiply fractions? Can you tell me in the chat, what do I need to do to multiply fractions? Like, I'm kind of ignoring all their words. What would you, how would you say that? Explain how you would multiply fractions in the chat for me. See if we're here and awake, because I don't see a lot of people yet. Cross multiply, okay. All right. Oh, okay. We've got two different things going on. Okay, I'm really glad I brought this up because there's an obvious misconception. Okay, so when we say the words cross multiply, what we are talking about is solving a proportion. That's when we cross multiply. Okay, do you see the difference between this here with an equal sign? So this one is the cross multiply. Okay. With a multiplication sign, we multiply across the top and across the bottom. Okay, so that's different than cross multiplication. All right, and I don't know if it's just a vocabulary thing, okay, or we just didn't know that. So you cross the top across the bottom. So it would be 20 over 30, and obviously we would reduce the tens, and it would be 2/3. Okay, let's see if we can. So those of us that, so Tony and Logan and David, nice job. Okay, you guys got that originally. So the others of you, just hope I make sure that we change that thinking, okay, that it's across the top, across the bottom. All right, now let's talk about the other one. Let's talk about what would happen if instead of multiplication, I turned it to division. So what would happen if I turned it to division? You guys tell me that in the chat, please. What do you guys? Oh, Elizabeth has a good one. Okay. What does everybody else remember? Wanda, did you eat lunch? All right. Don't worry about spelling. We know that that's not a lot of flipping, right? Reciprocal is the proper word. So Itzel, I praise you for making an attempt to spell that right. I usually say the word flip. I know it flipped the second one over. I know that Elizabeth did exactly what you were probably, the words you were probably learned in elementary school or middle school is keep, change, flip. I just tend to say we flip the second one, okay? So I say we flip and multiply, all right? So we would switch to multiplication, and then we go to multiply across the top, across the bottom. So I would get like 24 25ths. Okay, so that's elementary school fractions. All right, we are going to move on to algebra 2 with trig, polynomials with fractions. The best part about this is, though, how could you use the steps? I'm not going to worry about it. So we're not going to use the reflect. You can cross it out. So the best part about this is we get to cross some stuff out. Who needs to feel better today? And we need to cross some stuff out to make us feel good. It's oddly therapeutic. All right, so let's try this. Let's see what we remember from Monday. Monday, what day did I see you all? Tuesday. It's been a while, right? We didn't get to see each other very much this week. Okay, so I am looking at this. And hopefully you remember from Tuesday, we did what we call simplifying. That was kind of in the middle part of the lesson before we did the add and subtract. So in simplifying, we basically factor the numerator, factor the denominator. Well, I'd like to make an argument that this is really simplifying, because remember, we multiply across the top, across the bottom. And really, if I just put parentheses around this and add, and I just kind of extend my little division bar there, my fraction bar, it is a simplifying problem. Okay, I got to check on, I just heard a bing bong on the other meet here. Make sure that, see if Josue, you can just go ahead and get started, okay? If you need anything, remind or go Guardian, okay? Okay. Let's look at, make sure I muted there. Okay. All right, so we've got to do some factoring, right? There's all kinds of factoring going on. So when we look at factoring, it's the very first thing that we need to do, everybody. It's the very first thing I do when I factor. Tell me, what do I look for? Tell me in the chat what's the first thing I look for when I factor. Elizabeth, you are on it today. You're my first one in the chat. Good job, everybody. GCF. And I know we know that because it goes into the chat so fast. Okay. So I noticed that 3x squared, there's going to be 3x squared. I am looking for a greatest common factor in that trinomial. What's the greatest common factor in that trinomial? Can you tell me in the chat? Ah, nice job. It is, in fact, a 2. So I'm going to pull a 2 out. And let's see, left behind, I'm dividing by 2, so I get x squared minus 3x minus 10. All right. Oh, you know what I meant to do? I was going to do this a little differently. I was going to do a little cheating factoring here, or a little bit of scratch work up here. Usually I put this up here so I don't have to write so many steps. And then I'm going to factor again, right? Because I now have a trinomial, and we have a trinomial. Don't we need to get out our good old magic x? Excuse me. All right, so two numbers that multiply to -10 and add to -3. What are they? Tell me in the chat. Add to multiply to -10, add to 3. What are you guys thinking? All right, so we've got x minus 5 and plus 2. So -5 times 2 is -10. -5 plus 2 is -3. I agree. So -5, +2. All right. If you don't know how to factor and you don't know your magic x very well, you got to learn it, because we're going to use it over and over and over. That's why I kept this unit in there, is because you need to practice this stuff. Okay. So now I'm going to look at this one here. I have another magic x. Doesn't that sound like fun on a Friday? Magic x is on Friday. Woohoo! All right. So I now need in the chat two numbers that multiply to -8 and add to -2. What are they? All right, I'm seeing a lot of -4 and 2. Okay. Let's see. -4 times 2 is 8, and -4 plus 2 is -2. I agree with that. -4. You guys getting ready for what my next question is? Who's going to get it first? Who's going to be the first one in the chat with it? Two numbers for this next magic x that multiply to -10 and add to -3. What are they? Oh, Alondra was on it. She wanted to win. Oh, Itzel, David, good. Millie, nice. Tony, Andrea, nice, nice. Logan and Genesis, Good job, and Brian, nice. -5 and +2. So x minus 5 times x plus 2. All right, can you guys tell me in the chat? You don't have to tell me everything that cancels, but can you tell me at least one thing that you see that cancels? I'm going to get out my red pen for the canceling part. All right, so I'm seeing x plus 5s and x plus 2, okay? So I'm going to, or x minus 5, right? Not x plus 5. So x minus 5 and an x plus 2, doesn't matter which one I do. It doesn't look like there's anything else that I can do, okay? I forgot to pull out something that is super important right now, okay? I forgot my, let's see if I can find it really quick. I know I emailed it to myself the other day, but I've been emailing myself a lot of stuff today. So let's see if I can get it really quick. Let's see if I can find it. So this is to help us with this problem, okay? That's why I'm taking time to do it. And now the internet's going to be slow because I want to make sure that we get this. There we go. Let's see. Not that. Not that. This was like 22. Apparently I didn't. Somehow I missed it. Okay, let me try this one. Let me just try the internet search. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, here it is. Okay. So, oh my goodness. There you go. So, if you cancel across addition, a kitten dies. Don't let it happen to you. Okay, don't kill kittens. We cannot cancel across addition. So why I bring that up is look at these 2's that are right there, right? We cannot cancel those 2's because this one is across addition, not multiplication, okay? So we can only, hold on, I gotta get okay. All right. Yes, I'm sorry, Aaron and Ariana. If you cancel across addition, a kitten will die. Don't do it, okay? All right. Do I need to show the meme again? No, we don't want to see that one again. Okay. Would it be better if I put Bernie in it? I'm sorry. Give me 10 seconds. Okay, come on. Okay, come teach with mommy for a minute. Okay, so let's finish this one up. We have a special guest now. He bumped his head. So, all right, Dee Dee, are you going to help me? Yeah, okay. All right. So we are going to multiply across the top here. So across the top, we could put those together. So we could say 6x squared times x minus 4 times x plus 2. I didn't make up the meme. I just delivered it, right? So, all right. And we know we don't want to kill kittens. No killing kittens. You won't forget it now, right? That's the way to not forget it. It's because we don't want to kill kittens. Okay. Let's look at B. All right. We're going to do probably about 3 of these, I think, total. That's what I had decided, okay? If you guys get him to fall asleep, you're like my heroes, okay? So maybe we can get him to fall asleep. All right, so I am going to turn it into looking like a simplifying problem, right? So parentheses, parentheses, here and here, okay? And then what's the very first thing we look for when we factor, everybody? Can you tell me that in the chat one more time? Ah, we're good at that one. We like that one. Okay, so we're looking for a GCF. In this first term here, or this first binomial, what's my GCF? Can you tell me? Okay. It is x. Awesome. Okay, and then we're left behind with x minus 8. Okay. Now, You can anticipate my next question. You ready for it? I know the GCF in this one is 7. What's left behind? Okay, make sure, I saw one person do just an X or just a set or just a 5. So make sure you have the X. When you take factor out, you divide out both terms, okay? So X plus 5. All right, in the denominator, this guy is just a 14, is just going to get written as a 14. Okay, what kind of factoring am I going to need for this one here? Trinomial, what do I have to do? Tell me in the chat. What do I have to do? Ah, yes, the good old magic X. Apparently my teaching's boring today. All right, magic X. So two numbers that multiply to 15 and add to 8. What are they? Help me out in the chat. All right, I'm seeing a lot of 3s and 5s. So we've got X plus 3 times X plus 5. Excellent work. And then I believe this guy doesn't factor anything. I'm just going to write him down. Okay. This one here, what do you see that cancels this time? Not quite as satisfying as other problems, but what do we see that cancels? All right, I'm seeing a lot of plus 5s. I did see a plus 8. We got to be careful with the plus 8. So I like the plus 5. This one is a minus 8, and this one's a plus 8, so that doesn't cancel because we have opposite signs. There's one more thing that does cancel. Does anybody see it? What else? Oh, Logan, nice job. And Ariana and Elizabeth, nice. We still can't forget our fractions from elementary school, right? We're still going to reduce those. So I'm going to take the 7 into the 14 2 times. And then let's go ahead and write this out. So let's see, in my numerator, I'm left with X times X minus 8 over 2 times X plus 3 times X plus 8. And you know what we didn't talk about in the first question is excluded values. This is a book lesson, and then I went and I gave you the Delta Math assignment. I don't think the Delta Math is going to ask about excluded values, but let's talk about them really quick just to refresh our memory, just in case they come up. So I'm going to use EV to stand for excluded values. So EV is excluded values. To get excluded values, remember I'm going to set the denominator, and the denominator factors only to 0. I don't need to worry about the 2. So I'm just going to go X plus 3 equals 0. X plus 8 equals 0. So my excluded factor values would be -3 and X equals -8. Tuesday, when I see you again, we're going to talk about solving a rational equation. So that is what we will be, so you're going to need the excluded values on Tuesday. You just need to recognize what you can't get as an answer. So it's good to practice today. All right, think we should do one more? One more, okay? We'll be out even early today. Isn't that amazing? Okay, so we are going to, what I want you to do is I'm going to be quiet for like 2 full minutes. Okay, so I want you guys to try your turn too. So probably about 3 full minutes, about 26, I'm going to come back. Okay, so 26, I'm going to start talking again. Until then, everybody try this. I'm going to ask you a question about it before I go through it. So you want to make sure you can answer that question in the chat by trying the problem. Okay. right, we are at 26. So let's see. I want to know what you have left in your final answer in your numerator. So what's your final answer's numerator? What do you think it is, Mikey? What number do you think is in the final answer's numerator?
16 and 2.
16 and 2? Mikey says it's 16 and 2. What do you guys think? What is the final answer's numerator? All right, I'm not sure we knew what we were doing at all. Okay, so what I wanted you to do is to actually try the problem and do some canceling. Oh, we got, okay. I'm seeing I got x minus 3. Tony got x minus 3. Good. Okay, nice. All right, so let's try this. So what kind of factoring is this first one right here? It's two terms. You got to ask yourself if they're squares or cubes. So what kind of factoring do I have right there? All right, good job. We have a difference of squares. Thank you, Alondra. So when I factor this, I get x plus 3 and x minus 3. The x minus 8, can't factor it, so I'm just going to write it down. Okay. Then I'm going to look at this. What type of factoring do I have to do for that trinomial? Can you guys tell me that in the chat? What kind of factoring do I need for the trinomial? Mikey, no, put that down. Mikey Ballard, listen to mom, please. Put that back. All right, we're going to do a magic x. That's correct. So can you guys tell me in the chat two numbers that multiply to negative 24 and add to negative 5? What are they? Negative 8 and 3. Nice. Okay, so x minus 8 times x plus 3. Good. Okay. And then finally, and this one right here, that last term, what kind of factoring am I going to have to do? What am I going to have to do there? Tell me in the chat. What do you think I'm going to do for the 2x squared minus 18x? Oh, yeah, we're going to need some GCF action going on there, right? So I'm going to pull out a 2x, and I am left behind with x minus, or x squared minus 9, I believe, because is that a squared or a cube? That is only a squared, so it's just going to be an x. So x minus 9. All right, so let's do some canceling. Who's feeling good about canceling now? All right, this is the fun part, right? So I'm seeing x plus 3 goes, x minus 8 goes. So the only thing left in our numerator is x minus 3. And then in the denominator, I would be left with 2x and x minus 9. All right, so let's talk about excluded values really quick. What would my excluded values be? Remember, excluded values are what would make numbers I could put in there that would make the denominator 0. Okay, Logan says 9. Any others that we are seeing, or do we just think 9? It agrees with 9. Valerie says 9. All right. Oh, look at what Amy says. Look at Amy's comment, everybody. So when we're looking at excluded values, we need to make sure we set each term, this term and this term, individually equal to 0. So I'm going to divide by 2, which 0 divided by 2 is 0. So 0 is an excluded value, because if I put 0 in here, it would make the whole thing 0. And then I'm going to put the 9, to move the 9 over, so 9 is also an excluded value. So good job on the 9. Got to work on the 0. That was a little bit tougher to see. Okay. All right. So we're going to skip this one here. Okay. I believe what you have left to do. Let me pop into Google Classroom and go move stuff right now as you're watching. Okay. So we can talk about it together as I'm doing it. No kittens dying, right? Okay. Create these posts. Let me steal from first period here. Okay, period 1. All right, so we have your notes. Oh, there's the video. Okay, so the video is going over there. You're going to have to watch the video for Explain 2. Okay. And literally, I think it's less than 15 minutes. Okay. Then we have the notes. You're gonna be able to turn those in after you watch the video. Make sure you got your 2 comments or questions. Make sure you're doing your summaries. Those will be due by next Friday at 5. That doesn't mean don't wait till then to do them, right? You're gonna want to have that done so we can go into the next lesson on Tuesday. All right, and then you're gonna do. You're gonna work on homework 13. Delta Math now tells us how much time the assignment should take. I try to get it to 20 minutes. So hopefully then it only takes you like 30, right? So the assignment is there. Remember that if you can't get a hold of me or you're working on this in the middle of the night or something goofy, try the paper tutoring service. They seem to do okay with algebra and calculus. Geometry, not so much. So we found some mistakes in their geometry. I think that if the first tutor doesn't work out for you, try again. Try to get a different one. Because they usually have at least one person working on math. Okay, this says Thursday, but I'm going to change it to Friday. This is the same stuff we just did. So what you have to do now is you have to, 22. So you have to, we just did this, right? We did Explore and Explain 1. You have to watch the video, work on the homework that's going to have both multiply and divide on it, and then turn in the notes, okay? And then this afternoon, at about 2:40ish, so about 2:35, I'll probably send out a text with a link to a Google Meet. All of my classes together, okay, can come in and play Kahoot. We're going to do Soul. And then at the end of it, I will announce what next Friday's movie is going to be, okay? We need to do a joke, right? So I'm going to stop presenting this one. Let's do our joke of the day. It's a good one. It's a really good one. You got to think about it a little bit, but it's a good one. Okay, here he is. Joke master.
Hey guys, another joke. Where did the rhombus post her pictures? On parallelogram. Get it? Parallelogram. Instagram. So you know. Yeah. Now bye-bye.
For math nerds. Is anybody else as excited about this as me? That Parallelogram's a new social media site for math nerds? All right. I just called that Facebook, but okay. So go work on, take a 10-minute break, get up, move around. I will be hanging out here in the meet. So if you have any questions, let me come in and let me know, okay? If you need anything, let me know. And then I will see you all on Tuesday, or hopefully some of you this afternoon to play Kahoot, okay? So have a great afternoon. Get the work done, please. Don't forget you've got homework due by 5. Get it done. Bye, Amy. Have a good weekend. Bye, Yuya. Have a good weekend. Bye, Angelica. You too, kiddo.
Hi, Miss Ballard.
Hey, Connor. How's it going?
Good.
Good. How's stats going?
Okay so far. Our first test is coming up. I think I'm ready. I don't know. It's just this chapter felt weird.
Yeah. Hey,
Just,
Tony, did you need a sec, Tony, did you need something? Oh,
yeah.
I got your email. I need to respond to it. What I'm going to have you do is go do problems out of the actual textbook.
Okay.
Give me a few minutes. I got to chat with Connor for a few minutes, but I will send you a list of which ones to do.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, and then we'll just put a note that in the when you turn it in that you had to do the textbook assignment, so you didn't have the 70% score, and then we'll grade it so that we don't worry about the 70% score. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm sorry that's not working. I'll try to get it figured out, but until then, let's just use the textbook. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome, kiddo. All right, Connor. So tell me more about it. You don't think you're ready?
No, I think I'm ready. Well, like it's the chapter. It just feels like just like everything we have been doing, or
Mhm.
like it doesn't feel like anything. It's not like the fact that we have like a, well, I mean maybe a bit like that we have a sub, but like the chapter is just like I don't know how to explain it. But anyway, we just like went over some review. I understand all of it, and then we're going to go over or do some more practice problems on Monday, which is probably going to just solidify everything. Like just give like, oh, here's all the problems that will be similar to your test. So
Okay.
that'll probably be fine.
All right. Well, that's good at least. I'm kind of curious to see how similar the test is to what you guys have reviewed. So. All right. Well, thank you for the update on that one. I was texting Tyzel today, so because she was voted staff of the month in December, so I'm like, oh, congratulations! Check your email, so she could see it. But all right, have you updated homework for me?
The homework, yes. Today I just went back to like everything, just like everything in the homework and did all the late work.
Awesome.
So like everything on the Google Sheet is like 100% complete.
Okay. Awesome. Then I'm going to try to update grades this afternoon. That's you can't tell me how much. Can't tell you how much time you've saved me. It's amazing. So I'm sure students are appreciative too, because they'll have actual grades that reflect where they're at, or not appreciative because they just don't do their work and they have Fs. So.
Hey, well, that creates a sense of urgency is that
That's
they need
true.
to do it.
That's true, and I was struggling creating a sense of urgency last semester. So.
God. Okay, I think, well, like that's kind of my issue now, like just a sense of urgency. Like this semester, like especially now with the news of like we're not coming back to school, it just feels like we're not building up to anything. I mean, yeah, graduation, but like it's not like last semester where like, oh, the grades matter for college application. I mean that, yeah, this is an issue every single year with senioritis, but like it just feels worse because like, oh, we're just not going back to school, it's all digital.
Yeah, it's a bummer. But what we're gonna do, and I'm gonna stop. I need to stop the recorder. We gotta cut this one.